Welcome back to the 3 Point Show. It's your host with the most, Michael, also known as Michael. Before we get started, do make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. I know I'm giving you better stuff to do, but make sure you subscribe, make sure you share this so I can and comment so I can know your opinions and whatnot. Also, if there's anything you don't want me to cover, put it in the comments. I'll do my research and I'll give you my opinion. So yesterday, I was chatting to my brother, who I have back on sometime. I was chatting to him and we're like, "Rah, who's the best young players in the Premier League?" And obviously, I was like, you know what, let me make a list. So I said, let me not do 15, let me not do 10, because it's gonna be a bit, you know what I mean? It's boring. I ain't trying to. If I was watching, I ain't trying to watch 15 man. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna cut it down to 8. And the first one on the list, people are going to be like, what the fuck? And they might even turn this off. But if you know what I'm saying, or you hear what I'm going to say, you might agree. Dwight McNeil gets in at number 8. What we don't do as football fans is we don't rate the players that are playing in the worst of teams. Or the teams that are playing more direct football, Route 1. But this guy is arguably the most effective player for his team. Oh no, actually no. He's one of the most effective players for his team on this list. I don't think he has the highest potential out of all of them. I remember he was at Man United, then now he's obviously at Burnley. I don't think he has the highest potential out of everyone, but in my opinion, most people on this list wouldn't be top 3 in Burnley's team if they were playing in that team, if that makes sense. So he's for me, he's effective. He's a throwback football. He reminds me of like who does he remind me of? Stuart Downing kind of reminds me of like a Damien Duff kind of player, left-footed, gets down the wing, crosses, a set piece specialist. But yeah, I think I'd put him at 8. Phil Foden. Phil Foden is also known as the injury time Iniesta. But just off those 5-10 minutes that we're seeing and his potential, and natural talent, he 100% gets in at number 7. You're looking at a player that obviously, if you're an offensive, well, not even just offensive, certain just if you're a youngster, it's going to be a hard ask for you to get into this Man City side. But when he does get on, and when he plays them Carabao Cup games, or when he plays them odd games here and there, he doesn't look out of place. You're looking at a top player with a lot of potential. The unfortunate thing about him is that every time he comes on, they're like 4 or 5-0 up anyway. So it's kind of easy to look good around good players anyway. But and anyone that's played with me on at goals understand what I'm talking about. If we're going off just of what we can, the eye test, he gets in on this list. He is unlike any other English talent that we've seen, left-footed, maybe since Jack Wilshere. But Jack Wilshere played a bit deeper. He's more of an attacking player. He's so silky. He's Spanish. I think, how much do you think he said he was worth? What, 500 million or whatever it is? I can't remember what he said. 7. Number 6, Guendouzi, also known as Guendouzinho. What a baller. You know what I mean? See, the thing is, he's like a Busquets kind of player, and trust, I'm not saying, he's the next Busquets or he's the next Toni Kroos. What I mean is, his effect is not going to be seen statistically. It's not going to be seen as goals and assists like a Frank Lampard or a Mesut Ozil kind of player. But he's 20 years old. Box-to-box midfielder. He's. I think we want to see more consistency in his game. But if we're really talking about it, raw talent, this guy's got it. He's got left foot, right foot. And you know what I like the most about him is his shithousery. This guy will kick. He's always up for it. He will dive. He will rough up the next man. I respect it. You know what I mean? Enough man are going to say that, this guy came from League 2. I think it was Florence or Lorient, sorry. I can't remember. Came from League Two. He's dead. He's just got hair. Just Sideshow Bob, another, you know what I mean? But nah, this is a real deal we're looking at. And I'll be honest with you, if he wasn't playing for Arsenal, a lot of man will rate him. If he was playing for if Guendouzi was playing for Crystal Palace or Leicester, a lot of guys will rate him. So let's cut the bullshit. Every Chelsea fan swears that he's the truth, and from the games I've seen him play, except for the Bayern game, which he absolutely got ripped a new one. Him and Cesar got ripped a new one. He's looked alright. He's got the speed of a right midfielder. He's got the girth of a centre back. He's tall. He's strong. He's fast. And whilst Trent's crossing and passing and his set piece gets plaudits, Reece James is not too far behind. You know what I mean? I think out of him, Wan-Bissaka and Trent, I think he's probably the most complete right back out of all of them. I don't know about best, but he's the most complete. So England got a future, especially at right back. So yeah, I think his crossing and his technical ability goes under the radar a little bit. But I'm gonna have to show him respect and give him that number 5. Next one at number 4 is Saka. Let me see Saka, yeah? Left back, left wing, left mid, right, he could probably play right wing. What you want, you can get from him. Baller. He's strong for a smaller player. I like his crossing, his dribbling, tough. And what I respect a lot about players, it sometimes works to their detriment. I think that's the word. Yeah, what works to their detriment is when they can play multiple positions. Because what happens is you become like a utility man, and probably for me that's probably one of the worst things you can do. You're probably gonna have a long career, but you ain't gonna be solidified. You're gonna be playing left back one week, right mid the next week, left wing. You don't become a master at your position. You get what I'm saying? But you're looking at someone that, well, I think during the season he provided 3 assists in a row. He's a great dribbler in my opinion. 8 goals and 5 assists. Respect it. That ain't nothing to sneeze at. This guy is at the top in the world, in my opinion. I watch a bit of youth football, but a blind man can see what this guy's got. In terms of talent, in terms of technique, in terms of potential, right there at the top. I wouldn't say he's on Mbappe level potential, because that's like generational. But I would say he's got Rashford, Ousmane Dembele kind of potential, absolutely top. But I expect him to be a Ballon d'Or contender in a few years, and that's Mason Greenwood. Greenwood is as natural as a talent as they come. Easily, different gravy, different sauce. You know what I mean? You can't even get this kind of sauce at Sainsbury's. You got to go Costco. It's different. This year, what's my stats? Yeah, this year in the Man United team, you know, Man United he doesn't play week in, week out. Bear in mind, doesn't start week in, week out, and he's only 3rd in goals for them. Yeah, I mean, only Rashford and Martial have got more goals than him. You've got to respect it. What's he got? 12 goals this season. I don't even know what to say anymore. I do want to see him play more next season, especially over the guy that wears gloves all the time. Gloves when it's hot, gloves when it's cold. All he does is look to the side. But I do want to see him play. It's a shame that Greenwood played for Man United, to be honest, because I actually quite like him. At the start of the season, I thought I was licking my lips, rubbing my hands like Birdman. Yes, Chelsea are finally going to crumble. They're at the end. The success is no more. But him and Tomori and Tammy Abraham have stepped up. Reece James, when he came in, stepped up. So Jorginho looks a new man. Kovacic looks like a baller. You know what I mean? They stepped up, and Mason Mount is one of the reasons why Chelsea are succeeding this season. we're looking at a player that's he plays on he can play on the left in the 4-3-3. He can play in the middle. He can play the 8. He can play a little bit deeper. He's one of the most. I don't even know how to explain it, and I don't want to go over the top, but he could be the next Frank Lampard. Not in terms of he's going to score 20 goals a season or whatnot, but in terms of Chelsea's English midfielder, that's going to be here for a while. I remember Josh McCracken was meant to be that guy. He obviously didn't work out. But Mason Mount, he's tried and tested. He went to Vitesse on loan. I think he was there for 2 years, to be honest. Went Derby, and that's where him and Frank were last year. Mason Mount is a baller. I just want to take this time out to say one thing real quick. Obviously, David Beckham, for me, for my generation, was probably the most influential. Everyone wanted to, obviously man couldn't spike my hair up, but everyone wanted to wear the long sleeve. Everyone wanted to curl it. Remember how you used to cock your arm back and whip it? Everyone wanted to do that in the playgrounds. Everyone liked the celebrations. Everyone wanted to do the free kicks and whatnot. So I'd say for my generation, he's probably the most iconic football player, English football player. But for this list, and for the guys that are quite younger than me, I would probably say Joe Cole is probably the most iconic and most influential English football player. And he doesn't get the ratings he deserves. You look at the likes of Jack Grealish, Maddison, Mason Mount, they all graduated from the school of Joe Cole. Joe Cole, he was an attacking midfielder that can play on the left, he can play in the middle, he can play on the right. He'd volley it from outside the box. I mean, who did he score against? I think it might have been Argentina. I'm not too sure. But he had tech for days, and he doesn't get the rating he deserves. But truly, really and truly, he's a big boy player. You know what I mean? We're looking at the future of England is because of. I wouldn't say mainly because of Joe Cole, but I'm sure these players were watching Joe Cole. Mason Mount joined Chelsea. When he was 6 years old, so that must have been 2005, and that was right in the middle of when Joe Cole was playing for Chelsea. So he must have been looking at the first team thinking, "Rah, he's a bit of me," you know what I mean? Well, not in that way, but he's a bit of like that's my. I'm just gonna move on. There's not much I can say about Trent. Trent is the only person on this list and the only English player that is currently out and out the best player in his position. Facts. I don't want to hear no Carvajal. I don't want to hear no what's the geezer at Bayern? I want to hear Hakimi. He has shout, but I'd probably say Trent is still the best. He's got it all. He's a set piece specialist. He came through in the clutch in the Champions League when he whipped it to Origi. But by 20, I didn't even know this. I only found out by researching this. But since 1998-99 season, I believe it was, when he's the first English youngster or first English player under 21 to win both the Premier League and the Champions League before the age of 21. Yes, they haven't officially won the Premier League, but they've won it. You know what I mean? I think they've said that the league is going to resume whenever it does. So I count it as they won it. Yeah. So he's going to be the first person since West Brown to win the Premier League and Champions League before the age of 21. That is nuts. We don't even talk about how good that is. The first thing people are going to talk about is his defense. People are going to say, "Rah, all he does is spam crosses." But KDB does that. Enough man do that. People are going to say, "Rah, this guy couldn't even he couldn't guard a piggy bank with an AK." You know what I mean? He's not a defender like that. He's not no Wan-Bissaka when it comes to defending or Reece James. But that's not what they need at the moment. Salah tucks in all the time, so they need someone that can bomb in in the right channels and put balls in the right place at the right time. He can play midfield. I think his future's probably in midfield. To be honest, he can play midfield. He can play on the right back. Sorry, I don't know. I don't know what else you can say about Trent Alexander-Arnold. Trent Alexander-Arnold, 100% is the best under 21 player in the Premier League, and probably after Mbappe's, probably after. Actually, no, there's a few players. Let me not get ahead of myself. The one person I totally forgot this person, Declan Rice. Declan Rice gets he gets in between. So I do. It's 9 players. So I do Declan Rice in between. Greenwood and Saka. Yeah, I'll put Declan Rice in between Greenwood and Saka. Obviously, he plays a lot more games than Greenwood. He's arguably West Ham's best player. Yeah, so I put Declan Rice in. So let me just redo my list. It's actually 9. So we're doing 9 players now. Dwight McNeil at 9. Phil Foden, Guendouzinho, Reece James, Saka, Declan Rice, Greenwood, Mason Mount, and then Trent Alexander-Arnold. If you think this list is fugazi or wrong, do make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Or yeah, just let me know your thoughts. If I've missed out anything, or maybe, you know what I mean, do make sure you like and subscribe. 3 Point Show, we out.